Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 18th of November 1987, and the title is The Method to Accumulate the Power of Silence, the Stage of Being Introverted and in Solitude. Today, the Almighty Authority, Bap Dada, is looking at his Shakti army. This spiritual Shakti army is a unique army. It is called the spiritual army, but it has especially the power of silence, and it is a non-violent army that gives peace. So today, Bap Dada was looking at every child who is a bestower of peace, to what extent each one has accumulated the power of silence. This power of silence is the special weapon of the spiritual army. All of you are those who hold this weapon, but you are number-wise. The power of silence will make the whole world peaceful from peaceless. It will transform not only human souls, but it will also transform the elements of nature. The power of silence now has to be known and experienced in an even deeper way. The more powerful you become with this power, the more you will continue to experience the importance and greatness of the power of silence. At present, you are experiencing through the power of words and the power of the facilities of service. And through this experience, you are achieving success. However, the power of silence is very much greater than the power of words and the physical facilities of service. The means of the power of silence is also elevated. Just as you use pictures, projectors, and videos as a means of service through words, in the same way, the means of power of silence are pure thoughts, good wishes, and the language of the eyes. Just as you give the introduction of the Father and the creation through the language of words, in the same way, on the basis of the power of silence and with the language of the eyes, you can give an experience of the Father. Just as you show images through the projector, in the same way, you can clearly show the sparkling image of yourself and the Father in the center of your forehead. Just at present, you give people an experience of the pilgrimage of remembrance through words. In the same way, with the power of silence, your face will automatically give the experience of the different stages of remembrance. Those who have that experience will easily feel that at that time they are experiencing the seed stage, or that they are experiencing the angelic stage, or they will automatically experience various virtues through your powerful face. Just as through words you enable souls to have feelings of love and cooperation, in the same way, when you yourself have good wishes and are stable in the stage of love, then whatever your feelings are, you will enable those same feelings to arise in them. Your good wishes will ignite their feelings. Just as a lamp ignites a lamp, in the same way, your powerful good wishes will easily make the most elevated feelings arise in others. Just as you now carry out all the physical tasks through words, in the same way, you can just as easily carry out and enable others to carry out any physical task with the elevated method of the power of silence, that is, with the power of pure thoughts. Just as the facilities of the power of science are the telephone and wireless, in the same way, these pure thoughts will give you the experience of speaking directly, face to face, or having a task carried out through the telephone or the wireless. These are the specialties of the power of silence. The power of silence is no less, however, because you use the power of words and physical facilities a lot more, you find that easy. You haven't yet experimented with the methods of the power of silence, and this is why you haven't got that experience. You find the other way easy and this one difficult. However, according to the transformation of time, you will definitely have to use the methods of the power of silence. Therefore, O elevated souls, bestowers of peace, gain experience of the power of silence. Just as by practicing with words, you have become powerful in words, in the same way, continue to become more practiced in the power of silence. As you progress further, you won't have time to serve through words or physical facilities. At such a time, the methods of the power of silence will be necessary because that which is greatly powerful will also be extremely subtle. So, pure thoughts are more subtle than words, and this is why the impact of the subtle will be powerful. Even now, you are experienced in that where the power of words cannot carry out a task. You say, this one will not understand through words. He will only be transformed through pure feelings. Where words cannot make a task successful, the experience of mercy and love through the means of the power of silence, pure thoughts, good wishes, and the language of the eyes can accomplish a task. Even now, when someone who debates a lot comes, through words, he would debate even more. Therefore, you make that one sit in remembrance and give him the experience of the power of silence. Do you not? If he then experiences peace for even a second through remembrance, he himself will surrender his debating intellect in front of the experience of silence. So, continue to increase the experience of the power of silence. As yet, there is very little experience of this power of silence. The majority of you have only experienced as little as a drop of the sweetness of the power of silence. O bestowers of peace, your devotees ask your non-living images for peace more than anything else because happiness is merged in peace. They only experience that for a short time. So Bab Dada was seeing how many souls have the experience of the power of silence, how many souls speak it, and how many souls experiment with it. For this, there is a need to become introverted and to stay in solitude. It is easy to come into extroversion. However, according to the time now, a lot of practice of being introverted is required. Some children say that they don't have time to be in solitude, that they don't have time to experience the stage of introversion because the activities of service and of the power of words have increased a lot. However, there is no need to find half an hour or an hour at a time for this. While in the midst of the activities of service, you can find that much time in between in which you can experience being in solitude. To be in solitude means to stabilize yourself in any one powerful stage. You can become stable in the seed stage, become stable in the stage of a lighthouse or a might house. That is, you can become stable in the stage of being one who gives light and might to the world. Through the angelic stage, give others the experience of the Avyakt stage. If you concentrate on this stage for even 1 second or 1 minute, then having this stage for even 1 minute can give you and others a lot of benefit. You just need to practice this. Now, who is there who would not have time for even a minute? When the system of traffic control started, some used to think, how is this possible? The activity of service is very big and you remain busy. However, since you kept the aim, it has become possible. That program is continuing, is it not? Do you have this program of traffic control at the centers, or do you sometimes miss traffic control it and sometimes have it? This too is a system of the Brahmin clan. It is a discipline, just as you consider other disciplines to be essential. In the same way, this too is necessary for progress of the self, for success in service, and for the atmosphere of the center. So, by keeping the aim of having the practice of being introverted and in solitude, with that deep love from your heart, find time to do this from time to time. Those who know the importance of this will automatically find time. If there isn't that importance given to it, you won't find that time. To stabilize your mind and intellect in a powerful stage is to be in solitude. You saw Sakar Brahma Baba. The sign of coming close to perfection was that while in service, while listening to the news, he used to go into solitude. You experienced this, did you not? He would understand the news of 1 hour in its essence in 5 minutes, and would make the children happy and also give them the experience of his stage of introversion and solitude. The sign of perfection is that he experienced the stage of introversion and solitude while walking and moving around, and while listening and doing things. So, are you not able to follow the Father? Does anyone have greater responsibility than that which Father Brahma had? Father Brahma never said that he was too busy, but he became an example in front of the children. Now, according to the time, there is a need for this practice. While having all facilities of service, there will be a need to serve through the power of silence, because the power of silence is a power that gives an experience. Mostly, with the power of words, the arrow only hits as far as the head, whereas the arrow of experience reaches the heart. So according to the time, there will be the cry, give us an experience for just a second. Those who are tired of listening and speaking will come. With the methods of the power of silence, you will be able to take them beyond with a glance. With your pure thoughts, you will be able to end the waste thoughts of souls. With your pure feelings, you will enable their feelings of love for the Father to emerge. Only when you make those souls content with the power of silence will they sing praise in front of you souls who are the living bestowers of peace. O bestower of peace, O bestower of peace. Then, by carrying this last sanskar with themselves, they will become devotee souls in the copper age and sing this praise in front of your non-living images. Baba will tell you at some other time about the importance of traffic control and also how necessary it is. However, know the power of silence for yourself and use it for service. Do you understand? Today, Punjab has come. In Punjab, there is importance of service through the power of silence. With the power of silence, you can make those with a violent attitude non-violent. You saw at the time of the beginning of establishment how those who had a violent attitude were transformed in front of the spiritual power of silence. So it is the power of silence that will quieten those with a violent attitude. They are just not ready to listen to words. When a wave of heat or cold is able to spread everywhere with the power of nature, then can the waves of silence not be spread everywhere by the lords of nature? Instruments of science can transform a very hot atmosphere into a cool atmosphere. So can spiritual power not transform souls? So what did those from Punjab hear? Everyone should feel the vibrations of someone with a treasure store of peace, giving them rays of peace. It is Punjab that has been given time to do such service. You hold functions and exhibitions anyway, but experience this power and also give others this experience. Your mind needs to have a concentrated and powerful attitude. The more powerful a lighthouse is, the further it can send its light. So, this is the time for those from Punjab to experiment with this power. Do you understand? Acha, a group from Andhra Pradesh has also come. What will you do? You will quieten the storms. Many storms come in Andhra. In order to quieten the storms, the power of silence is needed. Human souls are left wandering in storms. So, to give wandering souls the destination of peace is the special service of those from Andhra. When they end up wandering physically, first it is their minds that wander, and then the bodies wander. When their mind is fixed, stable, their intellect will work for the support of the body. If the mind is not stable, then the intellect doesn't work even for the physical facilities required for the body. Therefore, in order to put everyone's mind at rest, use this power. Both Punjab and Andhra have to be saved from storms. There, they have storms of violence, and the other has storms of the ocean. There it is from the people, and here it is from matter. However, there are storms in both places. Give the gift of silence to those who have storms. The gift will transform the storms. Acha, to all the elevated souls everywhere who are bestowers of peace, to all the great introverted souls everywhere, to the elevated karma yogi souls who always come into action while in solitude, to the elevated yogi souls who always experiment with the power of silence, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Blessing, may you be a confluence-aged, elevated, fortunate soul who becomes merged in the lap of God's remembrance. The confluence age is more elevated than the golden age because the praise of the present time is that nothing is lacking in the world of Brahmins. You found the one Father and you found everything. Now, you children sometimes swing in the swing of supersensuous joy, sometimes in happiness, sometimes in peace, sometimes in knowledge, sometimes in bliss, and sometimes in the swing of God's lap. This lap of God is the stage of being lost in love through remembrance. This lap enables you to forget the sorrow and pain of many births in a second. So, always keep this elevated world in your awareness and become a fortunate soul. Slogan: become so worthy that Baba sings your songs and you sing Baba's songs. Om Shanti